Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is December 14th, Friday, and this is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. The first thing we have to discuss was that this morning I posted that there seems to be some type of Google update that happened yesterday. There seems to be strong indicators of such. We have a lot of discussion going on at the Webmaster World thread over the past day or so. This is in continuation to the post I have about earlier this week about a possible Google update as well. Maybe Google was testing something, pushed it back, and then released it again yesterday. I'm not exactly sure. There's one of three statistic sites out there that track these fluctuations, and that's Modcast, which says there was a huge change yesterday. The other two haven't been updated yet, but I'll check back. I did email Google. There was definitely a lot of chatter, so it was a possible major update yesterday, December 13th, and we have more information on today on December 14th. Google released a cool new feature for Google Webmaster Tools to mark up your structured data, specifically starting with event data. They call it the data highlighter. It's basically a tool you use on your browser that lets you click on elements on your page and tag it up with special event data. Google says after you do it about 5 to 10 times, it should learn the rest of the structure of your web page and web pages and be able to do the rest automatically and structure your content and provide structured data to Google so that it can use rich snippets and other data within this search engine. It was interesting because John Mueller answered a question in the thing saying, what if you use both the HTML markup, the old-fashioned way of marking up your content, which is probably the best way, and two is use the tool, and they both conflict. What happens with that data? And John basically says if there's conflicting results, obviously it looks like it can raise a flag or whatever, but you definitely want to take a look at his exact wording. I don't want to put words in his mouth. December 13th at seroundtable.com. Talking about John, John Mueller said his daughter, I don't know how old she is, but his daughter basically said, my daughter said they should move away from using backlinks in their algorithm. So a Googler's daughter said this to, I think it's funny, I don't know. She recommended focusing on cat links instead. It's just funny, I thought I'd share that with you. People need to laugh, I guess. Some people get upset when I post things about things that are not specifically news or SEO related, just funny things. They get upset with that. Anyway, Google changed the way how you search for porn. Yeah, so now they changed the image safe search default. Right now it defaults to pretty much filtering out images that are explicit unless you specifically search for an explicit type of image. So if you specifically search for specific keywords that should return explicit images, then it will. But when you go to it for the first time, we'll give you a warning, hey, use the menu to filter out the explicit images. Now, instead of it offering you 3 levels of safe search, off, on, and also moderate, now it just also offers you on or off. You can toggle to filter explicit images or not, and that's the option. Everybody's complaining about it. I'm not really sure why. You still can find plenty of pornography there, but if you can't, I think I hear that Bing has a pretty good index of pornography. Blocking sites in Google Web Search no longer works. So if you try to click on a result and then go back, it used to be a feature where it says block this result. That no longer shows up right now. Plus, if you go to the search settings and you click on block this result and you enter a URL in there, it won't block it. Google says they know about this bug. It's on their to-do list to fix. I'm not exactly sure when it started happening, but it definitely is a bug that needs to be fixed at Google. Google AdSense. Now they're warning of delayed reporting. One of the most common threads I see in the Google AdSense forum is specifically around reports being delayed, saying, hey, my earnings aren't showing up, what's going on today? And that is now hopefully going to start to slow down in terms of the people complaining, because the AdSense console, if you go to the reporting tab, it will actually show you a red warning saying the reports are delayed when they are delayed. So that's something good. I'm glad Google actually added that transparency. Finally, we now have Google Maps for the iPhone. Obviously, you know the whole story. Maps with the iOS 6 was dropped. Google Maps was dropped for the iOS 6. Apple replaced it with their own Apple Maps. People have been complaining about Apple Maps. Google has been trying to release a Maps program for iPhone for a while. It finally came out 2 nights ago. It actually is very good. It has GPS direction, driving directions, turn-by-turn directions, voiceovers. It has a ton of things like search. It has obviously directions, 360 street views. It just seems like a much more polished user interface. So I'm glad they released it. If you want more information about how it works and how to download it, if you need help with it, just go to our post at December 13th at SERoundtable.com. The Google Zeitgeist was this week. They announced all the major top search terms. I was lucky enough to be invited to the holiday party in Google in Manhattan. The first time they ever had it in Manhattan. It was a pretty good experience. I saw Eric Schmidt, the chairman, original CEO, former CEO of Google, Amit, who pretty much wrote the whole algorithm at Google, and a bunch of other people. The one, Craig, who actually went ahead and was the reason Google has a New York office for engineers, and a bunch of other people. So if you want to see the pictures I took, and if you want to learn more about that in the video, check out December 13th for that post. Finally, Google has their decorations up for Chanukah. If you do a search for Chanukah, either Chanukah, or if you do a search for menorah or dreidel, or anything related to the Chanukah holiday, you'll actually see Jewish stars across the top, which is nice to see. There also is a Festivus pole. If you do a search for Festivus, it would actually have a pole down the side rail, which is nice to see as well. Matt Cutts, I don't really do these things, animated GIFs, but Matt Cutts did a video talking about how somebody basically was complaining that, you can't make, how do I make my pages on my site unique? And he's like, what kind of question is that? How do you make pages on your site unique? Why write content on your site if the pages aren't going to be unique? So he did this like facepalm, his oy vey type of response, and I made an animated GIF out of that. It's kind of going viral within the SEO community. If you want to take a look at that animated GIF, you can check it out at December 11th at SERoundtable.com. Finally, if you are interested, Dr. Pete from SEO Moz and myself, we did an interview with Max Meisner, who is based in Seattle. I think Dr. Pete and Max are both in Seattle. In any event, we did an interview with him over Google+, talking about the Google algorithm and some things over the past year, and obviously our future predictions. And if you want to take a look at that interview, we have it up on the blog this morning, and you can watch it. It's about an hour and 15 to 20 minutes, and you can learn. It was a very good interview. That's why I posted it. I do a lot of interviews, and this one was unusually good. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. And today again is December 14th. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next. Bye.